Our first guest tonight is a Golden Globe winning and Academy Award nominated actress. You know best from Almost Famous and How to Lose a Guy in 10 Days. She stars in the second season of the Apple TV Plus series Truth Be Told, with new episodes streaming on Fridays. Let's take a look.
You're the closest thing I've ever had to a mother. So...
Sweetie. I miss him so much.
Me too.
I really don't like when people lie to me.
Please welcome back to the show in the studio, Kate Hudson, everybody. Hi. Nice to see you.
Good to see you. I can't believe this.
Right? It's nice.
Yes.
It's real human beings.
It's like, this is my first back in the studio.
It's your first studio talk show.
Yeah.
In a while.
Yeah. Since,
I mean,
like,
you were an
2
old
years.
pro back in the day, but is it coming back? Is it like
Back
riding
in the
a
days,
bike?
yeah, no audience,
Yeah.
but I'm excited. This is great. I'm excited.
Yeah.
How does this feel for you?
I'm used to it now.
Okay.
I worry more, to be honest, like how it is for guests who are used to coming out to wild applause. Like I now would spook, I think, if there were human beings here.
Oh, really?
I'm gonna be like,
but you get that that excitement. It's a little different kind of.
Yeah, I think when an audience comes back, the adrenaline will elevate them.
Yeah, I can talk to anybody, anytime, anywhere.
Yeah. Well, the interesting thing about it is like, and I want to ask because like you and your brother Ollie have a podcast.
Yeah, sibling rivalry.
Sibling rivalry, and you've been doing it for a while.
Yeah.
And like so much of the conversations we hear now. Especially, conversation we hear between celebrities are podcast forms. So you are hearing more intimate conversations with people than we ever did before. So audiences are less, I think, people don't notice when they're gone.
It's true. I also think that actually doing a podcast has helped me in doing things like this. Do you know what I mean? Like when you're on the other side of it.
Yes.
I just can't believe how hard it was to get into the rhythm of being the interviewer, like what the actual balance is. And then I do all the editing and Oliver just like, I was gonna say off, but we'll beep that. He
I like that you're like, I'm so good at it now. I like never say things like off. Just go back.
Okay, cut. No, but Oliver just like leaves and I have to edit everything. So in the beginning, the editing process was insane because we were so,
Was it crosstalk? Was that the biggest issue?
Oh, crosstalk, just long-winded.
Yeah.
I'm used to answering the questions. So I would go on and on for like 5 minutes about something, be like, I just cut all of this. Like,
did you did you ever do them in person, or were they always even before the pandemic?
In person, we did, and I miss doing them in person.
Yeah.
And we would go for hours, and it would be like 3.5 hours. We'd have so much fun. And then one time we decided to bring wine into the equation, and that was like the last time we did that. I was like, this is a terrible idea.
And it's a pretty cool podcast idea. I should know that you guys talk to other siblings. You talk to people about siblings.
We got to get you and your sibling.
We do it in a heartbeat.
Yeah, because it's really fun. And you realize like it's a relationship that people don't really talk about a lot, even though everyone loves their siblings. But it's probably the most important relationship that we have.
Yeah.
Nobody knows you like your sibling, good or bad. It's the most complicated relationship, and even more than probably your parents, there's nobody who understands the way you were raised like your sibling does.
I agree.
And if it's a good relationship, it's just the most beautiful thing you could have in your life. And if it's a challenging relationship, I think what I've learned is that people long for it. They long to have that sibling connection.
So I want to ask too, because you have kids, and having an important relationship with a sibling like you do, I have the same. Like now, I'm so desperate for them to have it, and I realize, I mean, my sons get along really well, but there's also a thing as a parent, you can't be in charge of how they get along. They're either going to like each other.
You just get really dark when they're fighting.
Yeah.
One day I'll be dead, and you'll only have each other.
You'll only have each other. I want to ask real quick about, I heard your oldest, Bing, is 10.
Bing is 10.
And I'm always fascinated what kids are into. Bing is into something that I don't think I've heard yet for a 10-year-old.
Yeah, he actually loves playing the stock market.
Okay.
Which I don't know how this happened.
Is it like Fisher Price stock market or
Oh,
the real one?
no,
Okay.
the real stock market. Like he wants stocks for his birthday. It was like a thing, yeah. And he follows them. He wakes up, he looks on his apps and follows his stocks. And he makes good money. Like he's.
Oh, he's using. This has happened. You've got him. You bought him stocks.
Yes, he loves his stocks, and Foot Locker is his favorite because it really does well. Apparently, I don't really follow Foot Locker, but Bing tells me.
Okay.
You know, and then there was one day where it kind of dipped, and he was a little worried. I was like,
Well, that's the thing with kids. You gotta teach them like there's gonna be dips. The market's gonna have dips.
It's wild, honey.
Yeah.
It's wild. But it's really interesting because he's got a great math brain. Which I just can't relate to in any way.
No, same, yeah.
I just didn't. But he's like this creative with a math brain, which I'm sure there's a lot of those out there. I don't know many of them, but my son. And so he'll go in and he'll create and draw and drum, and then he checks his stocks. It's sort of like, what?
It's a real renaissance
Oh,
man. Yeah.
I can't wait to see what Bing Bellamy is gonna do when he gets older, but I'm encouraging it, you know?
Yeah.
I wrote on my Instagram, I was like, he'll be handling my portfolio in like 2 years.
You, another son,
Yeah,
Ryder.
Ryder. He's almost 18.
Is he only, okay, so he's
Wild.
giving you a hard time about
Everything.
And it seems like we edited some stuff together here because he gives you a hard time about your sort of embracing of the wellness culture.
Oh, yeah. Well, and just the fact that I Instagram all of my products.
Yeah.
Yeah, so he sort of makes fun of
I guess if you had a mom
fun
who's
of
going to
the-
Instagram her products, you're making it pretty easy for an 18-year-old. Let's just look at what Ryder did real quick.
Oh, God.
Hi guys, Kate Hudson here. I know you know me because you follow me. I'm so funny. Today we're gonna be making goji berry in bloom protein shake. It's delicious. I give it to my kids. They love it. My whole family does it.
Fairly accurate?
my
Is
little
it safe to say it's
comedian.
fairly accurate?
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
fairly accurate. I mean, he's also deeply funny, like Ryder. I mean, he's clearly is going to probably follow in the footsteps of a family. And I would say he's probably the funniest in our family. So this is like every day for me. Nobody makes me laugh like Ryder, and he just constantly makes fun of me.
I also want to talk about the show real quick. This is really cool. This is season 2. Octavia Spencer, star of it, and also the executive producer.
Yeah.
And so she actually, did she reach out to you for bringing you on board?
She did. Also, Reese is a producer on it. Witherspoon with Hello Sunshine. So they both did. And it was wild because I get this call. First, it was actually Reese, and she's like, what are you doing? And I was like, what do you mean? It's a pandemic. I'm home. I'm literally in my house. And she's like, do you want to come do this show in about 3.5 weeks? And in my mind, I was like, and it was like in the middle of everything that was happening. It kind of freaked me out a little bit. But then I was like, I'm not really doing anything. And I felt like Apple's going to have all of our backs. If Octavia's doing it, I would die to work with Octavia. And then I spoke with Octavia, and I mean, I just fell madly in love with her. She's the greatest. And we had a blast. We had a real blast. We had a very, very close-knit family because nobody could do anything but be with each other, and it was great.
Well, that's really cool. Congrats on the show. And it's just so lovely to see you in person. Thank you for making us your first show back in the studio.
Oh, I'm so happy to be here.
The second season of Truth Be Told is available on Apple TV+.